I see.
And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's original anime, BNA. In the 21st century, where the existence of humanoids, animals that have been living in the darkness for centuries, have been revealed to the world, one day Michira, who was a normal high school student, suddenly turns into a Tanuki person. Running away, she seeks revenge in Anima City, a place set up for humanoid animals to be able to live as themselves. While there, Michira encounters a wolf person, Shiroi Ogami, who goes on to investigate why she became a humanoid animal, and in the process gets mixed up in even stranger events. There's a couple of things I really love doing with my son. One of them is watching anime, and today we had the privilege of watching these 12 new episodes. It's an anime that I had on my radar. I've heard a few people say, hey Ruben, you gotta check this one out, put this on your list. Obviously it's classed as a Netflix original anime now because they bought the license to show it around like the UK and the US and to 160 other countries, but it was originally Japanese, obviously based on a manga, and I've heard some people talk about this with great affection. And I have to say, I love this anime. I think it's great, and I love the stuff that Netflix are buying as their original anime. We had Dorohedoro, which I thought was fantastic. Love the story in that. This one, I was very surprised about how much story they pack in. Normally, we would have to wait 3 or 4 seasons to get the amount of arc story they have in this, which I think is really great, because one of the things that I hate having to do is wait until the next a whole year or 2 years to get to that kind of the crux of the arc, or the part of the story that you really want to see. And from that first episode, where you see our main protagonist arrive at Anima City, she's trying to figure out who she is, what she is, her journey and arc that surrounds her, that she finds herself involved in, it's a massive journey, and the amount of stuff that goes in to these 12 episodes is vast. That's not to say the story is rushed, because there is time to develop certain character arcs and backstories for certain of the other protagonists. I do have to say though that the main bad guy in this, he doesn't have much of a backstory. We are given a little bit, and we kind of understand why he is the way he is towards the end, but I would have liked a little bit more fleshing out. I'm pretty sure there's probably more in the backstory or in the manga, and there will probably be more in the second and third seasons, which I presume we're going to get, because I'm presuming that this is going to be very well loved, very well appreciated by us now that are able to watch it on Netflix. But that would be probably my only niggle. Everything else is a positive. If you love anime, you should definitely put this on your list. There are great fighting sequences, and the animation itself is fantastic. It's very vibrant in color all throughout each episode. Even the credits mostly are like super pink, which I like, except for one episode, which is part to do with the arc, which I think is fantastic. They are very creative in how they do their fight sequences as well. Everything from that rushing, that blurred sequencing, to those kind of taking out a few of the frames to make the fight scenes look a bit more staggered in places. The way they go about creating the fight scenes when they are doing action sequences are very visual, very well done. It did take me about an episode to get used to this sort of animation style. It's not one that I've seen a lot of recently, but this particular style I thought was very cool. I liked what they did with it. But for me, where this anime shines is in the characters. Again, I love the wolf. I think I have a thing about wolves now, I think, because the last anime I watched with a wolf, I love that character more than the main protagonist. I guess he is one of the main protagonists, but Shiri, I love his kind of backstory. They give a lot of meat to it, even though I like some of the abilities of the other characters, and you get to see what drives society. I like the reflection of what they show between humans. There's a lot in this anime that you could reflect at society now when it comes to like racism. Imagine animals being one species and one color, and humans being one species and one color, and there's some of that's reflected in this anime, and they deal with some of that. Again, it's interesting to see how these animal humans deal with society, and how they've changed things up a little bit, but very much mimic the actions of humans, because they've been living amongst humans so long, and seeing how they live their day-to-day lives is great. Seeing how our main protagonist deal with her new abilities and what she is and how she's got to come to terms with that, I think that is really interesting. But when the main arc kicks in, which I think is pretty much straight away, but the more the episodes go on, the more you are finding yourself invested in in the main arc and the character's plight. You feel for them, you feel danger for them. You don't know who's going to survive, I think, although you think, oh wait, this character does have a bit of character plot protection, and that's fine because you don't want everybody to die. It is a 12, so don't expect it to be ultra violent. Even when there's blood, it seems like the blood is kind of neon colored, a pinkish hue on the neon colors. So I do think that a younger group of people can watch this anime. If you're wanting to watch it from 12 and up, I think it'll be fine. There's only a couple of swear words that I saw. From everything works though in this animation, from the animation style to the voice work. I did watch a little bit in the dubbing and that seemed fine, but I always watch in the original language, which I thought was excellent. Again, the storytelling, like I said, the amount of story they put in here is fantastic. The action sequences look great. The score is also a lot of fun, although very chaotic in the first couple of episodes for the action sequences they had, and then it seems to mellow out and find its feet, which I really appreciated. And then it gets that mix of sound that they're obviously wanting to go for, the tempo that they have at the time. But throughout the episodes, the story is flowed with the characters' progression, and it really invests you as a viewer, a lover of anime. I think it's one of the best I've seen in a long time, so do check it out. I'm going to give this an A. Chat to me in the comments below about your favorite Netflix animes, and is there any on Crunchyroll that people should be watching? I know there's a few that I'd like to review. I'm looking forward to those ones I mentioned in a Netflix anime coming to Netflix soon. That's on my channel as well if you want to know the other anime that's original content coming, new seasons, new animes, IPs that they've bought again. There's quite a few on that list, so do check it out. Thanks so much for watching this review, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long on Tuesday.